any little thing that restricts airflow can actually cause the water heater to malfunction, to get too hot, or to not get hot enough.
And that, my friends, is why you call ahead.
It starts screaming like crazy. I get alerts on my phones. In this rig, neither of our gray sensors are working right. They kind of always show full. So I'm excited to shake this stuff up going down the road, and hopefully when we land, my sensors will read right again. So I'll let you guys know how this works out.
Go cross the river and you'll be fine. Go counting winners, it's right down the line. You'll be alright on sunny side.
We made it to Shelbyville, Illinois. We're here. We're waiting to see Isaac tomorrow, hang out with some friends this weekend for Labor Day weekend.
I get to go boating. I haven't seen my boat in like 6 or 7 weeks, so I'm really excited to get out on the boat. But I don't know about you, but I'm wore out from the Grand Design Rally in a good way. It was such a good time, but I'm kind of exhausted.
Yes, it was all good, but when we finally sat down, got here and sat down, we were like, should we be this tired? So I think we're gonna shut it down early, go get some groceries, and see what the weekend brings us. Isaac is on his way. No, I said the I word. I realize what I did. I did that. That's my fault. I've got to roast it in the crock pot so that when we get off the water, dinner's already ready. We don't even have to mess with it. So I'm gonna get all my veggies cut up and all my food packed for the boat. And we have this salsa that someone gave us at the rally. Thank you, Don. It's incredible. The flavor's incredible. It set me on fire a little bit, but it's really, really good. We got some stuff going on tonight at the campground, so we look forward to it. Did you miss your baby?
Oh, I miss my boat so much.
Did you sneak out here and love on it while I wasn't looking?
It's a little dusty. I need to give it some love, but I figure it'll wash off in the water and I'll take care of the rest of it tonight. Not gonna take 2 hours to clean it. It's time to go. Oh, what's up, hoppers? Oh, my Charlie Brown.
Oh, goodness.
When your soul is lonely, sad and blue, ain't got no love and shoulders to lean on, there's always a sunny side across the river. Take a ride, take a swim, and all your worries go away. Go cross the river and you'll be fine. Go counting winners, it's right down the line. You'll be alright on sunny side. Lost in the city lights, ain't got nowhere to turn your winding wheels. There's always the sunny side across the river. Take a ride, take a swim, my friend, and paddle your guitar across the river.
You want to explain what happened here?
We'll go real high.
No! It's not even a good story! So I goose-egged myself trying to save a dog off of a boat and sacrificed my face. I don't think the dog was appreciative enough. But there is a big party going on at the campground that they're doing music and fireworks and all that stuff. So we're gonna see people. So I'm trying to cover it up with some clown paint. See how well I do. It's getting dark soon, so I only have to do it for a minute.
Hey everybody, welcome back to camp, where there always seems to be someone mowing grass in the background right when I want to record, so I apologize for that. Today we're going to be doing a little maintenance on our on-demand water heater. There's not a whole lot to that, but I did get a couple of recommendations from the folks at Grand Design when we were there at the rally. And since we're on the subject of water, Jeremy and Candace over at Fairwinds RV actually gave me some pretty good advice on some of these Govee Water Sensors. We're not sponsored by Govee, but I actually bought these. It's a pack of 3 with a hub. So I put one under the kitchen sink, one under the bathroom sink, and I'm going to put this one back behind my Nautilus panel. These things are really great and they're super loud. And so to test it before installing it, I actually just took kind of a damp sponge and just set the temperature sensor right on top of that. It starts screaming like crazy. I get alerts on my phone, so hopefully that will alert us in the event that we have a water leak. We haven't so far, but you know, these things shake around quite a bit going down the highway. So thanks to Jeremy and Candace with Fairwinds RV for turning me onto the water sensors. And as a bonus, they actually work really great with my Govee temperature monitor. I bought this, I think it was about 30 bucks on Amazon here a while back, because we had a waggle to monitor the pet temperature inside the RV, and the waggle was great. The problem is the subscription program just got outrageous. I think they wanted $139 or $159 for 6 months worth of service last time. That's not really cost effective for me. I already spend enough on internet, so I actually went to this little Govee sensor that does the exact same thing, but it is dependent on Wi-Fi to send you the alerts, which is not a problem for us because we have redundant internet sources. So check out Govee. I'll put some links in the description. They got all kinds of good stuff. But for now, let's go check out this water heater and do a little maintenance on that. So while I was at the Grand Design rally, I was actually talking to a tech there about these on-demand tankless water heaters. There's not a whole lot to them in terms of maintenance. I did have a few questions that they answered. The first thing I mentioned to the tech is they don't actually make a screen to cover the exhaust on these water heaters. I had recently put these little circular screens on back in Colorado after we had the moth infestation. When we woke up this morning, there were moths everywhere. And I found the culprit of the bad smell. This is from one night here in New Mexico. You can kind of see the hot water heater exhaust is full of moths, along with the heater. If you haven't seen that video, it's pretty wild. We'll put a link to that down in the description. But one thing the tech did mention is not to put anything over the exhaust port on your water heater. The logic is since it's exhaust, if anything finds its way in there, it's going to find its way out really quick when you turn the hot water on. One thing the Grand Design tech was telling me is that these water heaters are built with the minimum tolerances on airflow. So any little thing that restricts airflow can actually cause the water heater to malfunction, to get too hot, or to not get hot enough. So he highly recommended that I take this off. So I did go ahead and pop that off. The tech we talked to at Grand Design did say that these are okay to put on if your trailer is going to be stationary in storage when the water heater is not in use. And I will hang on to this just in case we ever run into that. As a matter of practice, if you're going to leave your RV sitting for a long time, any of these outside vents are a good thing to cover just to keep pests out. Now the next thing we're going to do is take the panel off. I've already disconnected the water supply, so we don't have to worry about anything spraying out on us too much. These are pretty simple, like a traditional water heater. Front cover pops off. It's got a secondary cover here that pops off. Really the main thing here as far as general maintenance is just to take the filter screen out every once in a while and wash any dirt or debris or calcification or anything that's on that screen to make sure your water's flowing good so it gets nice and hot, nice and quick. So we actually have 2 plugs here that can be removed. The bottom brass plug is just to drain it, like if you're going to winterize the system. The top plug with the black plastic end on it is where your filter screen's housed. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that out and let's see how bad it looks. It actually looks pretty good. Even though it's been about a year since I've had this out, it's really not dirty. It really doesn't even need to be cleaned. But I think if you were in a hard water type of area where you have a lot of calcium and stuff like that, it could get clogged up pretty quick. These holes are pretty fine, so ultimately nothing to see here on ours as an example. I was thinking it's been so long I might pull it out and it might just be clogged up in trash, but it actually looks pretty good, so we'll just pop it right back in. So this actually worked out pretty well for it being in there probably about a year since I've checked it, and it's still pretty clean. But since we go to different places with different water, I'm going to go ahead and put a reminder on my phone to check this about every 6 months, just as a good matter of practice. The other things to make sure is that you don't have any obstructions, leaves, dirt, dauber nest. If your trailer's been sitting for a while, anywhere in this exhaust fin here, make sure to keep these fins nice and clean, which ours are. So we'll just put this cover back on and we're on to the next thing. This is where the magic happens.
This is where it's at.
Behind the scenes.
It feels good to be done.
Govee Park, this is Laura.
Hi Laura, we have a reservation with you coming in on Sunday. I wanted to give you a call and just see what your policy was for receiving packages, in case we need to have something sent there for that week.
You can have them mail. What's happened in the past is that we don't want to be stuck with a package that doesn't arrive during your time here.
Oh, I see. Okay. If we end up needing to do that, we'll just reach out to you. That's no problem. I appreciate your help.
All right. Yep, you're welcome.
All right, thanks.
We'll see you on Sunday.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that, my friends, is why you call ahead. It sounds like maybe they've had issues in the past receiving postal service packages or postal service letters, and maybe some packages that didn't come on time and they had to intervene and forward to someone. So I can see how that could be a frustration for them. Eris, wanna go for a ride? After they do their afternoon business, I like to take them for a ride around the block. Wears them out, gets them excited, wears them out a little bit. All right.
You can't sit there right now. I gotta work on this. This is lovingly known as Old Brown. It's our second golf cart. I actually bought off a friend of mine when he was selling his camper down here 5 years ago for $100. And I'll put a couple of pictures in of what it looked like when I first got it. But Isaac and I kind of made it a cheap project. We put some diamond plate on it and gave it what was then a decent paint job that's starting to flake off now. So it's definitely due for paint. But more importantly, this week, we got to do a little maintenance because she's been kind of running rough. For reference, this is a 1986 Yamaha G2 golf cart that's all original other than the batteries and the diamond plating and stuff like that. And I did put a new carburetor on it when I got it about 5 years ago, but she's starting to spit and sputter. I'm thinking we have a fuel pump going out, super cheap part. I think it was like $20. So we're gonna go ahead and swap the fuel pump, give it a new air filter, and see if she doesn't run a little better.
Go counting winners, it's right down the line. You'll be alright on sunny side.
And thanks to the viewer that said that Cody looks like Billy Bob Thornton, you began a string of impersonations, things we can't come back from.
I do love them French fried taters though.
The city lights, ain't got nowhere to turn.
Now we're just gonna swap out this fuel pump, and I'm guessing this is all there is to it. Sure looks right. I just hope these old brittle fuel lines don't break.
Across the river, you'll be fine.
Okay, once I get all this old gas washed off of here so we don't start a fire, take it for a little test drive.
You'll be alright on sunny side.
Well, she's still an old horse, but she's a little less sick now. You know, it's still got a top end of about 12 miles an hour on a good day, so I'm not sure that an engine swap is not in its future, but we're gonna keep it original as long as we can because it's just kind of cool and trashy. Josh and Jane are
There's always
here.
more than one way to skin a cat or fix a hat.
What's going on with your hat?
Well, it broke, and I fixed it. Now I have an antenna.
Yeah, we're trying to get back to the fort right now, and it's super cold.
What happened? Charlie. Oh, that's a bad boy.
Hey, Charlie has to go to the bathroom. Good morning! It's travel day, and we like travel day. We're a little sad to leave because we've missed our friends, so we had a nice visit with them this weekend and last weekend. We got to see Isaac a few times, so that was nice. But it's time to go. Do you want to talk about the tank cleaners, something we learned at the rally?
Yeah, absolutely. So something I've dealt with ever since we've had RVs is the tank level sensors. They never work. We're kind of used to that with the black tank, but in this rig, neither of our gray sensors are working right. They kind of always show full. At the Grand Design Rally, the tech actually showed me what these sensors look like, and they're just little metal pins that stick through the tank. And they don't necessarily always get covered with hair or toilet paper or something like that. A lot of times it's just sludge from soap in the water and things like that.
Like lotions in the soaps and stuff like that.
Scented soaps, lotions, things like that. Sunscreen that you wash off in the shower. So he actually recommended and said the only thing he recommended was this Thetford gauge cleaner. So he did tell me to be very careful and to follow the instructions exactly to get it to work right. And he did warn me that it may take a couple of times to do it. So we followed the instructions. We've got water and treatment in all three tanks. It's a half a bottle per tank. So I'm excited to shake this stuff up going down the road, and hopefully when we land, my sensors will read right again. So I'll let you guys know how this works out.
All right, we're gonna get packed up and hit the road, and we're gonna see you guys in Missouri.
See you there.
As we were pulling out, I took the doggy bag to the dumpster, so we're not putting it in a hot camper.
Good call on that.
Yeah. And the people that were dumping their trash literally saw me take 3 tries because every time I toss it, it'd sling off.
To throw the doggy bag in?
Yes. I don't know why, I don't know what the problem was, but they just sat there and waited until they saw it go in because they were so entertained. They were literally rolling over the front of their dash. And I finally got it in and they're like, yeah, like cheering in the car. That was a little embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, babe.
That's a good start. Isaac is on his way, and I just cut an onion, so my eye is forever watering. My eye is messed up. Something easy and something that we like to eat cold. This isn't going well.
The tech we talked to at Grand Design say, kneel before Professor Chaos. So today we're going to jump out here on the back side of the RV and do just a, you have a hair on the